Hey man, anything, it wouldn't matter if it was $1 or $1,000.
It's a different kind of feeling when you know you're not alone, you know. And it's not always about the money, you know. It's more so about just knowing somebody cares.
Both my parents are gone. I don't have no family.
I was gonna give them 200, but thanks to the collective, the 144K collective, they 10x'd it. So that's for you. It's a grant.
Oh my God.
To have somebody come in and, you know, and it's not always about the money, you know, it's more so about just knowing somebody cares. But yeah, we're gonna go to the ATM and pull out a couple $1,000. From what I heard here, he didn't have any infractions, and just an unfortunate event cost him his job and maybe his career. You know, I don't know if he'll ever be able to go back into law enforcement, but yeah, you know, he's seen. You know, people see him, people care about him, and you know, the 144K collective, we care. You know, we're here to help. So, Houston, here we come. Let's do it. Hey, lady came by and made us some. She offered us mimosas.
Thanks.
Second select.
All right.
Take a look.
Well, the culmination of about 55 years of trying to do the right thing, because I'm 55, that, like I said, I told Jacovie I went from six-figure income to food stamps in less than a month. And I've had numerous setbacks. When you don't understand sometimes the ramifications that come along with if you're a person that's been stable your whole life, all of a sudden your stability is taken away from you, and then you forget about simple things like your health insurance, like your like I had several situations, colonoscopy, heart issues, kidney issues that I could not no longer attend to due to the fact that I, was let go from a job that I shouldn't have been let go from. Being homeless, all of a sudden I've never had to deal with anything like that. My mom passed away in December of 2018 before I came to Texas. And I had been her caretaker for over 20 years. I was her power of attorney, her guardian and all of that, while she was dealing with Alzheimer's and dementia. And the only reason I hadn't left where I lived was because of my mom. I knew that I had a calling to do something different. Let's just say law enforcement was what I was, supposed to be doing. January, I buried my mother the end of December 2018, and then I started doing the job that I subsequently moved here for. It wasn't easy, especially as a 50-year-old guy. I'm in relatively good shape for somebody to be my age. Well, I was when I was 50, because now I'm 55. I done fell off now. Due to my circumstances, not being able to, just something just as simple as a gym membership costs you $40 a month. Keeping my phone on, I gotta decide between keeping my phone on or having a gym membership. But you can imagine how conspicuous it is to see a grown black man in a park doing pull-ups on monkey bars. And these people have their kids out there. They're looking like, what's going on? Why is this guy out here? But I was trying to do whatever I could because I felt that there was a possibility that I would return to what I was doing, and that's no longer a possibility. Diabetes, high blood pressure, kidney issues, all the medical issues that I have going on, I can't afford to try to keep myself in some kind of shape. And that's just anecdotal. Just you think about a gym membership, not a big deal. You just pay it and go. Nah, you can't pay it. When you got to decide between gas or food, or I've never been a person that had to decide where I was going to lay my head. Couch surfing, is that what they call it? You're from here to there, no specific place. You're here for a week, here for 2 weeks. This is something I've never had to do, and drastically affected my life. My credit is shot. I got evicted from my apartment. I'll be in the process of having to try to hide my vehicle to keep it from getting repossessed. This whole scenario has drug on for at least a year, 13 to 14 months, without any resolution. I haven't been shown any consideration at all as far as my tenure with where I was employed. Just treated as a criminal myself. And it's been hard. It's been real hard. I'm trying to keep it together now because we're in this restaurant. But
it's all rough. Going through that, and not having at all been through something like that when they're younger, but
at this age,
yeah, that's not something that's easy.
And I've always been a person that I knew what my next step was going to be. I've never been a person that was just flighty and like fly by night. I would a lot of times move before something got out of hand or before there was a chance for it to go wrong, but the majority of my life has been the straight and narrow. Just to even have the employment situations that I've had during my lifetime, my driving record has had to be clear. My background has had to be clear. I had to have security clearances and all of these things, and you're not able to do that if you're being, a knucklehead or you're being have a criminality, background. You will never be able to get the kind of jobs that I've had. I've had at least 4 other career choices that I could have retired from, but I felt like it was something else that I wanted to do. That's how I wound up here for that job, and for me to have given up a stable situation where initially I took a $20,000 pay cut to come here, not knowing if I was ever going to get back to the original, the income that I was making, but I felt like I had a calling to do it. So I took the chance, and for me to have given up the stability that I had coming from where I came from to come here only for this to turn out to be this, it's a slap in the face. This is hardening. And it's because I'm black. I usually don't pull a race card. Not that I won't, because I will. Because when it's cut and dry, when you see that the same sense and sensibilities or the same kind of considerations that have been given to others are not even remotely given to you, and with no explanation. I've literally had supervisors tell me, we don't have nothing to talk about, when I've tried to inquire as to why they were proceeding the way they were with no resolution. I was more than blindsided. And when you're not prepared for something, it's different. If you see it coming down the pike, like if you had an employment situation and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But I have no other discipline. I have commendations in my background. I'll save people's lives. I've had people write letters about me in a positive, situation. We've seen over the years things like George Floyd, or things like Trayvon Martin, or stuff like that have involved law enforcement professionals that are clear-cut situations that you can see, not thinking about what it is, but having a clear-cut, connotation as to what actually happened. My situation is, if that's a Z, my situation is an A. You know, so anyone that knows me or knows my situation have all said the same thing, like they can't believe that this is what the outcome was from that, you know. But it's a corrupt, unjust situation, and very unjust. And on top of that, you know, they block your unemployment. You know, they put a bad connotation on your license, which means that you can't just go to another municipality. So now you can't get employment for what you've been doing for the past 6-7 years. And then you want me to fight just to get my unemployment. So you took away my ability to earn an income, and then speaking to another employer, whether it's inside that vein of career choice or something outside of it, how do you explain what you've been doing for the past, you know, if you were to leave it out, you know, how do you explain what you've been doing for the past 6-7 years? You can't. So, and then you'll say I'm lying if I don't tell you what actually happened. So I can't get the employment I had, and I can't get the employment I didn't have. You know, even with my background and my experience with what I know how to do, it doesn't matter because they all ask me the same question. And then again, I'm black. So are they just gonna believe what I'm telling them? When I lost my job, I don't know how my younger brother got wind of it, but he spread it all around. Not, hey, are you okay? Can I help you? You know, do you need help? Is there anything you need? No, it was basically like, good. Because he always, things always work out for him in the end. He always get the job. He always get the girl, whatever it's been. I had no idea that was the energy, but that's what it is. And, oh man, it's bad, man. And then I've asked myself, and the Lord, like, what did I do? I ain't get no answer, but I did ask the question, man. Because this is like, when I tell anybody my story, they're like, they can't believe it. They can't believe it's that messed up, you know. But it is. I'll be candid with what I'm about to say. I used to have a hard time with people that would say, like, not that I would, but I understand how people do stuff to themselves when they get to a certain point where they're beyond their breaking point. When you've done all that you can do and it doesn't seem like you have any recourse. And especially as a man, you know, there aren't a lot of people that really care, you know, about what's going on with a man. You know, they're like, suck it up, you know, pull up your bootstraps, you handle it. You're a man, do it. Okay, cool. That's easy to say. But when you have to do it, and then you realize you have all of these hurdles and obstacles in your way, it's a lot.
Essentially, you know, I caught wind of the situation, and people speak highly of, you know, your integrity, you know, how you carry yourself. It's like you got the short end of the very best of the stick. And
it was definitely personal.
Yeah,
it's definitely personal.
So I know that's not much, but
hey man, anything, and it wouldn't matter if it was $1 or $1,000. Anything that I receive from anyone, it's a blessing. You know, I don't. Both my parents are gone. I don't have no family that I can count on. Most of the people that I would call family are not blood related to me. You know, they're But my actual blood family, we don't have any kind of dealings. They're, believe it or not, they're actually happy that I'm in the situation that I'm in, which is sad. Because this is like, when I tell anybody my story, they're like, they can't believe it. They can't believe it's that messed up, but it is.
I called you and asked you, if I could, bless you with something,
Yes, sir.
a couple $100.
Yes, sir.
But there's a collective, 144K collective that's out there, and
144K?
144K collective. And we're here to help. And so on behalf of that collective, they came together and said, we want to do a little bit more. And so this is on behalf of the collective. So that's for you. You service your communities. Took care of your mom, as you said. So
Man,
that's for you.
you got me about to cry in front of all these white folks, man. Man, thank you, man. Thank you both, man. Thank you. I don't know what to say, man.
In a different time and space, we're able to do more. But right now, there's something to keep you going, because you've been strong through all of the stuff,
I tried. Man, thank you so much, man.
Our pleasure, for real. I'm here as the representative of the collective. We just want to help.
You messing these contacts up. I ain't gonna be able to see. I ain't gonna be able to see, man. I asked myself that same question, like, how much longer am I gonna have to endure, suffer? But with the economy being the way it is, all the layoffs and all the the firings and stuff that's going on, I know I've seen, like, you know how something is right under your nose, you don't see it. Like, you pull up at the gym and it's a guy I would see all the time. Now I'm still working at this point, but I would see him every day. And I'm just like, this dude he's always here. And then it dawned on me, because of the situation that I'm in, he homeless. It's Wi-Fi at the gym. He can take a shower at the gym. It's TV at the gym. They don't kick you out. It's 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, that's why he's always here. I thought he was, he in okay shape. You know what I'm saying? But he's not like, wow. So I'm just like, he's at the gym all the time, so he must be here because that's how he's trying to survive. And that is what it was. And because I asked him, I had some gym shoes or something that I couldn't fit. And he took offense to it. Because I asked him, I said I had some shoes, I don't know what size you wear, whatever, but our feet look like they're about the same size, like 11 and a half. And he was like, he took offense to it. Like, he wasn't too receiving of the energy. But I left the shoes at the counter. Brand new shoes, they were gone. I don't know if he got them. Somebody took them, but just like you see people at Walmart, you'll see them parked at Walmart, and you'll see like now that I'm in the situation I'm in, I see like clearly. You see whole families just in the car. Walmart again, it's a bathroom. They go in there and steal food, grab a bag of grapes or whatever, grab a bag of chips and walk, because the police not gonna stop you, for that kind of stuff. But that's why they're there in the Walmart parking lot. Not so much Target. Target is a little bougie, but yeah, man, it's bad out here, man, and that's no joke. Anybody, whatever you got a place to lay your head. You got food on your food, clothes, shelter. You blessed. I've never been fired from a job. So my first time getting fired from a job, I'm in my 50s.
Yeah.
And then trying to rationalize it or explain it to myself, because it was surreal. Because you like having an out-of-body experience. You're like, is this really happening? As they cut your lights off. You go in the grocery store, you go to use your card, it don't work. You're like, okay, this shit is real. And that's what happened with me.
We went from feeling like Otis was Temptations to feeling like they're rough and they kick them out.
You're right. Yeah, did nobody come to see you, Otis? That guy too. Did nobody come to see you? And I just feel like, being a proud black man and growing up with my dad, him being who he was. No, man, I'm a failure at this point, and that's for real. Like, he was on it. And we all, if you have kids or whatever, or you try to aspire for your kids to do better than you, or for you to be better than your parents, and all of that stuff. Nah, man. I was on my way, But this here, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get back.
Bounce back. Y'all bounce back.
It's something that I have grown to realize, and that is, like you alluded to earlier, I'm not 20, I'm not 30. I've worked hard all my life, since I was 13. So for me to be the age I am now, I'm tired, man. Like, just going through the police academy as an old dude, it wasn't easy. I just happened to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my scores were, through the roof for what my performance, even at my age. They didn't believe how old I was. But I couldn't do it again. I mean, I got pins and screws holding this thumb in place. I got fractured bones. I got torn ligaments, and that's all from doing the job. So that's why when I say it's a slap in the face that I'm in the position that I'm in, because I have to deal with this physicality, this body, for the rest of my life. It's not gonna get better. I'm as good as I'm gonna get. Like, we've been sitting here for a while. My knee hurts. My knee and my ankle. So going on a plane is a problem. Riding in the car too long. Like I said, you guys did the 3 hours. Man, I'd have been like, man, every hour I need to pull over and stand up. Not for the bathroom, just to pull over and stand up. So, it's rough, man.
It ain't over, man.
How you'll say, like, you want things to be a certain way, or you feel like you reached whatever pinnacle you had. Now it's not about that. It's survival. That's two different things. You know what I'm saying? Trying to actually have something that you're proud of, that you feel a certain way about yourself, that's gone. Now it's survival. Can I eat? Can I sleep somewhere where it's not cold or it's not hot, or I'm not, sleep in the car, or do I have clothes? Can I go to the doctor? Like I said, for a man, there's nothing out here for you. They'll let you die. They'll let you die, and won't think nothing of it. You just be a body. They might take your organs, but you won't know.
Right.
So saving people, man, that's what you guys are doing. You're giving people hope. That's for sure. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. A little bit of hope can go a long way.
You saving lives. And you may not know it, but you saving lives. Because you don't know where a person is at. Is this their breaking point? Are they about to do something to themselves? Are they, you never know. Especially with a guy, because a man ain't really about to cry out, help. No. I appreciate it.
I'm under the belief that the bad side is more sensationalized in media and stuff like that. But there are more people like us out there that just want to help, just want to do good, and brighten somebody's day, So
Absolutely.
I truly appreciate you allowing us to, hear your story.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have an update at some point, man. This is, I feel like a year and a half of my life has been wasted because I had no idea that the outcome was gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's you. Appreciate it. All right.
We gonna be all right, man.
I appreciate you.
For real. He should have got that.
Oh, that's the bill.
Oh no, that's that dessert. That yeah.
I'm in that.
Yeah. That's the dessert. My brother.
You like the shoot?
Hey, I'm learning from the best.
You know I don't miss nothing, man.
I know it.
You got to come to the family. I said, okay.
I love you, bro, man. Love you.
Got this. 144K Collective, saving lives and changing lives. For sure. All right. Yo, what you got?